made. 5 bills to get you whacked. 50 shots up in this Mac. Face shot to make the news. We just step when they relax. Group chat to get you tapped. Foreign head up in my lap. When they punt, we run it back. Tell my youngin' cut no slack. 5 bills to get you whacked. 50 shots up in this Mac. Face shot to make the news. We just step when they relax. Group chats to get you tapped. Foreign head up in my lap. When they punt, we run it back. Tell my youngin' cut no slack. Resume, I run up stats. 1,000 yards up in this flat. In the setup like the draft. Taller standing like giraffes. I go stripes with a zebra. And I'm conscious when I lack. Goofy niggas, they be playing. Put your body on this mat. Give my youngin' half a stack. We just jug and do the math. Patriotic in my path. Hit the jail, we fuck the staff. I'm a gangster, but I rap. Now a Remy did the pap. Cause I really stand on business. Niggas acting like they that. Couple rookies with me ballin'. Bitches hit me, they be callin'. They go head for he be all in. I just love they let the dog in. I just ballin' this ball main. Like tears with this hard pain. I been building a large name. Hit the streets with a guard game. I know niggas that charge fame when you get out your yard lane. Niggas talk like they 10-2. To the chopper chop 10 you. Who gon' chop and defend you when we kill all your friends too? Pull up in that Benz proof. Pull up in that Benz. 5 bills to get you whacked.
What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's your boy Young Ant Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe because it don't cost you nothing. And press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young Ant Hefe. And I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topics today is no other than Who's Mr. 109th Street B Brazy, my little bro. So I could have been covered this situation, but I didn't, and me still covering it. You know, I come with this situation with no messiness, but we got to get to it and we got to talk about it. So months ago, like right before B Brazy popped on the scene, you know, they had a story come out of somebody at a prison that was airlifted. You know what I'm saying? So a few people told this stories. Hoovers had got up here. I think it was a back and forth with B Brazy and Treyway a few weeks ago. And as well, Damian Porter, he came and told a story about a blood being on the yard with a respected Hoover who had been down for a long time that they called the General. If you was from Hoover, young or old, you heard this name. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the name was or whoever they was talking about. However, B Brazy was said to have landed at this spot with this dude, and B Brazy had the H blank on his face. So, being that this dude was a reputable dude, you know what I'm saying, and that was derogatory, you know what I'm saying, towards the Hoovers, he wasn't going for it. So, what'd he do? He holler at the Hoovers like, hey, look, you already know, y'all gotta remove him. He up here with that HK. We can't have that. We can't look stupid. So, being that he is the general, you know you have to take them orders or you will be removed. So, it was said by Damian Porter that they were camping out for a while trying to get to B Brazy. However, they wasn't able to get to B Brazy for some time, being that the Bloods knew what's up when they seen he had that HK on his face. You know what I'm saying? The Bloods was rotating with him. They kept security detail on him and stuff like that. They kept a tight-knit group on him to where if you ran up on him, it was going to be a riot. It was going to blow the yard up. So I guess the Hoovers and or the General figured get him isolated in or by himself. They might not take it that hard, being that he got that eye buster. They just got to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't had no security detail on him. You know what I'm saying? He had that on him. That's the only reason why we rushed him. Other than that, it wouldn't have been no problems, but that is a problem. So, from Damian Porter account, the Hoovers finally had their day. And that day came by way of commissary. So supposedly, however they ran commissary on that yard, I think it might have been High Desert State Prison. However they ran commissary on that yard, B Brazy was left slipping and left unattended, no security at this commissary. One Hoover seen him, and it happened to be 3 or 4 other Hoovers in attendance as well. These Hoovers congregated, got together, got their man, seen their man, locked in on the target and supposedly got their man. It was said that B Brazy was definitely stabbed up, you know what I'm saying, multiple times, and he could be seen airlifted, you know what I'm saying, and or walking out of there bloody. So this was said from Damian Porter. B Brazy pop on the scene, and I don't think he ever really spoke about it in the beginning. But, you know, this is the first time me hearing him speak about it and stuff like that. So you already know, man, it's the halfway to have effect, man. We about to get into it and we gonna commentate.
Where they said that they thought you had got stabbed and had to be airlifted off of the yard in Adelanto.
Man, look, again, I'm gonna be real. I swear to God, man, everybody, they lied on that whole shit. Bro, look, and I'm gonna talk about it because more people gonna see it. And a party guy like it be. I'm done talking about. Look, I come out my room, whatever. I fight. I see somebody. Me and him start fighting one on one. I diss. As soon as I diss, I say, fuck a certain hood. I start getting into a fight with more people, whatever. That happened. It was regular shit. I get jumped every day. I jump people every other day, and I get jumped all the time. It was no. After that, we get on the ground. It was no stabbing shit going on. It was none of that shit. That's why people took that just because who it is me. I'm somebody in LA for sure. I know a gang. I know everybody, and I ain't never did no bullshit. So people took that and try to pump it up, say they stabbed me, say they airlifted me. I ain't never, nothing happened. Yeah. Nothing ever happened. I never went to the nurse. That's the thing. I never went to the nurse. Like, the nurse gotta see you for sure when you're on the ground. The nurse is gonna see you, boom. Hey, you alright? Yeah, I'm good. That's it. Again, everybody on the internet, it's somebody on the internet getting paid for lying on me, talking about I got airlifted, made a whole story about me. I got airlifted, I got stabbed, all this shit. None of that shit never happened. I got this shit on my face. That's what this song was about. I got the big ass HK on my face. I got an HK on my on the side of my face. I got it. I was with a gang of Hoovers. Like, that's the truth. Like, I ain't on here capping. I ain't on here being weird or trying to start shit. I got an HK on my face. I was with some Hoovers. I came out and told them I got it. I got a cover up. It was a female name. I got that shit covered up. Bop. And when I came out, I told them niggas I got it. They was like, it was good. They left it alone. I go to another yard a year and a half later. I was on that yard for a year and a half with this shit. I go to another yard a year and a half later, come out, run into a gang of people. We start fighting with one of them. I was by myself. I start fighting one of them. Like, I looked up, it was like 5-on-1, some shit like that, regular program. Nothing ever happened. Nobody never did nothing wrong to me, or like, I didn't think I was ever like in a situation where it was life and death. I could have got hurt bad. None of that shit. It was none of that. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't how they made it seem. They made it seem that they said somebody airlifted me. Nobody airlifted me. That sound real bad. That sound like somebody got.
Now, as I was saying, y'all heard what B Brazy had to say. Y'all heard it for y'all ears. Y'all seen it with y'all eyes. Now, I don't know about anybody paying anybody, you know what I'm saying, to come with that story, anything like that. Nor am I here to debunk what bro saying and saying that it's true. I wasn't there. I don't know. But you have to wonder when these lies are bait and this type of stuff is talked about, you know what I'm saying? Now, Braze wasn't on the scene yet when his story was first dropped by Damian Porter, you know what I'm saying? And then Damian Porter came and re-spoke about it when Munchie B and Braze started getting into it. Now, Braze is absolutely correct. When you got a name and you like a reputable dude and stuff like that, a lot of people will try to get at you, if not target you by way. When something happens foul pertaining to you or your name come up and some foulness in or anything that could belittle your character is, dudes are going to hop on that and dudes are going to try to do that. That's just how that go. Definitely when you've been dealing in solitude and you've been, you know what I'm saying, moving like a top ranked member, you know what I'm saying? It's always going to be somebody to try to find something and somebody to try to come and debunk that. Now, what I don't understand is how are they getting a stabbing misconstrued for a fight. They getting the stabbing misconstrued for a fight. Why not just say, hey, man, they jumped him real bad, beat him up real bad? But from what B Brazy account say, B Brazy say that he got the tattoo at another prison. Say he got this tattoo, said he had a girl name on there, beefing with her. It was over with her. He get the HK, H blank, tatted on the side of his face. You know what I'm saying? To cover up that tattoo. Now, B Brazy had to be on a suicide mission or just had to be, at that point in time, so angered and emotionally distraught and disturbed for him to go get this tat in prison, knowing what this would bring. This is the type of stuff that caused death and caused riots. You know what I'm saying? And he said it was Hoovers on the yard. Now, what I don't understand is how he was able to get this tattoo and then go to the yards and approach the Hoovers like, hey, look, I have my girl name right here on the side of my face. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want it no more. And you know, I ended up getting an eye buster, and the eye buster just so happens to be dissing y'all, so HK. And he said that the Hoovers were all right with that. Now, I wasn't there for that. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if this was a lie. Bro is an active member. These is his words. Now, whoever those Hoover members is, I know it's Hoovers tapping in the chats because they are a deep gang, they are a big gang, and I'm pretty sure they want to know, as I would want to know. If one of my homies is on the yard and you get a big old 3K, a TK, a GK, and go up to him like, hey, look, homie, I have my girlfriend name. By way of me getting into it with her, I covered it up, and I got the 3 bank of G bank. And you like, okay, I definitely want to know those guys' names. See, the incident that we talking about that Braze supposed to got stabbed up on and airlifted, that incident was never supposed to happen. If the first incident would have happened, that he said, the first incident that he explained when he got the tattoo and came out to the yard and told the Hoovers, whatever Hoovers was on the yard or whatever group that was, they should have took off on him right off the back. You got to do that shoe program. I don't care what's going on or how comfortable it is. If you own that main line as a gang banger, that should have angered you and you should have took off right off the bat. As soon as he would have told me, he should have been ready to take off. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have took off. It wouldn't have been no, it's cool, unless I didn't have a weapon or wanted to put a weapon on you or was going to get some homies and do some more damage and carnage. But whoever those dudes was that was on the yard with him the first time, if this is true and correct what he speak, they actually dropped the ball because they supposed to been on Braze's line about him having that tat. So let's get into the last bit of this clip in our audio, and you already know, man, it's the halfway and the half effect. We gonna commentate.
How many fights have you been in over your tattoo? And can I see your tattoo? Can I see it? Cause I really can't see it.
Well, yeah. Can you see my shit? I'm not in the light, so, but I got the whole shit over here. I got all this shit on the side of my face. Is an HK. So, how many fights I got in? It's crazy because I got it at High Desert regular, getting some shit covered up. I got it. I only got it to that shit over it. I only got it to that big shit over it. That's just crazy because I'm in a pen. I'm in a pen, but I was running to all type of, Hoovers and shit, but I only got it to that one thing over it. Now where I'm at, it's like it's none of them. So that's what's really going on. Like I said, I keep it real. Again, I ain't around none of them. So that's another thing. So I ain't gonna make it seem like nobody ain't tripping on me and none of that shit on everything I love. I'm just not around none of them. You know what I mean? So it's a narrative, make it seem like, oh, he just got this shit. Nobody ain't on him and none of that shit. I ain't go sit here and just lie and shit. I'm not around none of them. It's people on the internet saying, man, he got this. He's still in there with it. With you, I ain't around none of them. So, I don't want to make it ever look like I be lying on shit. Like I'm just doing shit.
Okay, I hear you.
Okay, so look. So like I was saying, whatever prison that Braze got attacked at, he said it wasn't no stabbing. He said he was squabbling with one dude. Amongst him squabbling with him, the other Hoovers came in, they jumped him, they packed him out. regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? As Braze told you, he ain't packed stuff out and been on the get down, you know what I'm saying? All the little get down, you feel me? It's regular. He wasn't tripping off the pack out. In fact, Braze said he didn't even go to the nurse. Now, usually when you get into any formal engagement, the first stop after that is right to the nurse to check on any wounds or check if you hurt anything like that before you go to the shoot. Now, Braze said he got this tattoo at one prison. Hollered at the Hoover dudes, told him he got it. It was no smoke. Now, when Braze went to another prison, that's where the smoke came. Now, sometimes you rarely ever see this. Now, it was looking like Braze got this tattoo and then came out to the yard and dudes handled their business. But in fact, from what Braze say, that ain't what happened. Braze said he went to another prison and he already had the HK tattoo. And whoever them Hoover members was up there, they was tripping. And usually that's how it's going to go. When you got them dedicated ones that's really dedicated about this, that's hold this shit dear to their heart, they passionate about it. They don't care how old this tattoo is. And you got it rocking on your face. And you know how blacks feel about blacks. We engage against each other so quick and fast. You know what I'm saying? Because if you seen a Mexican or somebody with it, it wouldn't be nothing. Oh, man, it's going to start a whole race war and all that type of stuff. But you be ready to start a car-on-car war. You know what I'm saying? But I also believe in, too, that if you somebody already up there in jail and up in age, at certain ages, you shouldn't be getting an eye buster. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know how old Braze was when Braze got that. But, I mean, if you active and you on the line and you still pressing, you can do what the hell you want to do. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, usually, like I said, you rarely see that. Rarely people trip over eye busters when they fresh. If you got an old eye buster, it's usually cool. But, like I said, you do got, I know if I see even if it's an old one and you come up there and I see it, yeah, I am one of the ones who going to ask you for a fade. And you be having them homies like, hey, homie, he been having that, bro. You know, leave that alone. But it's just like, man, that's a billboard tattoo, bro. And I don't care what nobody say, but it's just, you know, that's something I'm passionate about, that I got to walk past this dude and see, you know what I'm saying, that's saying F you, you feel me? So we got to get that out because I'm trying to bust that open just on good faith. I'm trying to abuse that thing. That's just how it goes. So, however, I remember a gang of times it had been fights, head-ups over eye busters, dudes that got fresh eye busters and stuff like that. And them eye busters will definitely, you know what I'm saying, create a lot of BS. So, however, as Braze said, Braze say he never got yanked on, as he like to use. They never yanked on him with that yank. But he did get rushed, you know what I'm saying? He got rushed, and that was that. And pretty much everywhere else he been, he ain't had no problems over the tattoo because it ain't been no Hoovers on the yard. Now, being that it's broadcast and people talking about it and it's been being fresh, you can bet your bass dollar on it. It's people watching. It's people on other yards like, yeah, watch when he get up here. Or if I run into him, it's going to be this. So, you know, people definitely going to want their action. But, you know, it's regular. That's what comes with gang banging. It ain't nothing that Braze not accustomed to. It ain't nothing that ain't been regular. But, you know, at least he kept it real that I ain't just walking across the yard and around the yard like this, just broadcasting. Like the spots that I've been to, it ain't really been no Hoovers on the yard. I ain't really ran into them, so it ain't been no smoke. But I'm pretty sure when I do run into them, it's going to be what it's going to be. Definitely with me doing this interviews and talking about it and stuff like that. So, yeah, you already know, man. They got a lot of bullshit members that's on them yards. That's bullshit just like everybody else bullshit. And, of course, man, they going to want a piece at you, man. Like, I was at Pelican Bay right before Scrap from 107 try to push the play on Power from Linwood neighborhood about something that happened 15 years prior that he wasn't even around for. So like I said, when it got to deal with people hood and history and dudes trying to make names for themselves, man, somebody gonna fire the shot. With that being said, we gonna conclude this there. And y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail.
Gangbanging Services, my name is Donnie. How may I help you?
Blood, a nigga just got an email talking about he got a DP and shit. Nigga, what that's about? The dead homies, nigga, I don't got no DP, blood.
Oh, yeah, sir. Let me go ahead and get right on that for you. Check something out. Your name's Tiny Bloodhound, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. It says you haven't been here in a set in about 60 days.
Blood, the set in 60 days. When dead homies done been in the set, nigga. I was just at the store patrolling the set.
Yeah, no. I understand that, sir, but it's saying it right here, and I have comments from your big homies.
Nigga, what big homies? Nigga, I ain't got no big homies. No dead homies, nigga. Who?
Well, sir, that'll go ahead and be Lunatic. Yeah, Lunatic said that about you.
Man, blood too old to be hating on the little homies. Weird ass nigga.
Sir, I have nothing to do with that. But what I do know, you have to be in the set within 30 days to get your DP, or you will be getting an automatic put off.
Come on, blood. On the dead homies, nigga been going through with his BM and shit. Nigga just had his kid and shit. On the dead homies, I be in the set.
Sir, we're not therapists, sir. We're here to gangbang, sir, and do our jobs and be in the set every day. And you're not doing that. So, quite frankly, you can either come get your DP or you're going to get a put off, sir.
Blood, fuck you on the dead homies. You don't really gangbang. You sit in the office all day. Dead homies.
Sir, I'm not going to tolerate the disrespect. You come get your put off or DP or whatever you want to do. I'm done with this situation.
Shut your weird
Goodbye.
ass.